Hello guys, welcome back to a new video. As you might know, I'm from Germany. I've lived there for 22 years of my life and came to Australia last year, so it's been now 1.5 years that I've been living here. And of course, the more you live in a different country, you notice more and more differences, and there are lots of differences between those two countries. So there are a few disclaimers. All these facts are based on my own experience. So I haven't been to all the parts of Australia. I haven't witnessed some situations, some things, or I don't know everything. So what I can tell is that I traveled places. For example, I traveled the whole east coast. I went to central Australia, to the north, to a bit of west. So I know a few places, and I even lived in a really small city near Fraser Island for a month, and I've been living now in Sydney for a year and a few months. So just that you know where some information may come from. So that's just it, and it's of course my own personal experience. Also, I won't include that much basic stuff like the weather. Everyone knows the Australia weather at the moment. It's so hot, oh my god, it's crazy. You might also know that we have opposite seasons compared to Europe or North America or Northern Asia. So it was really confusing when I came to Australia, as it was fall and all the leaves were falling down, and I just came from a warm spring day in Germany. So this was really confusing for me. What's also quite basic is the fact that you drive on the other side of the road. It's still a challenge for me, to be honest, because everyone's like, yeah, just think the opposite way. It's more than that. It's more than that. Okay, here we go. Actually, I have 10 things written down. 10 things written down, but if I might get more ideas, I will add a few more things. But from now, I just have 10 things that are significant changes, or not changes, differences. The first one is the way how you pay here in Australia. So in Germany, it's so common to pay with cash. There's even a saying, "No bares ist wahres," which means, directly translated, cash is the truth. And many people follow it, so you sometimes pay even $100 bills or $200 bills with cash. And if you want to pay with card, you have to insert your card, you have to put in a PIN, sometimes even give signature, sometimes just once, sometimes even both of them, and it was always a long process. And when I came to Australia, I got introduced to the PayWave system. You just tap your card on the machine and you're done. If you go over $100, you also have to enter your PIN, but mainly you just tap and go. And it's so quick, and it makes paying with card so easy, too convenient, to be honest. I don't know if Germany is introducing this system as well, because I saw a few cards, European credit cards for my customers at work, and they were from Europe, and they also had the PayWave system. So I think it's now more coming, even in Germany or Switzerland, for example. But when I lived at home, I never saw it at all. And also, you pay almost everything here with card. Basically, I never carried that much cash with me. Maybe just $5 or $10, because there's some shops where it's still in cash, especially little shops, obviously. But mainly, you pay everywhere with card. And you even pay with your phone. There are apps on the phone. I even have a little sticker on my phone that I got sent from my bank, which is a substitute to my card, so I don't have to carry my card around with me. It's way more developed than Germany. I now really love it. First it was weird to me, and now I obviously really love it because it's really convenient. But I think paying with cash, it's also a good thing, because for me it feels like you have your money more under control. So the second thing that is quite different includes alcohol and cigarettes, this stuff. First of all, Australia is way more expensive than Germany, like in general, but when it comes to like daily things or like weekly things that you buy, like I do not talk about cars or houses, something like that. I just talk about like normal stuff. Then alcohol is so much more expensive. I arrived in Perth when I did my working holiday and I bought a drink this size and it was 15 bucks. I was like literally saying to the barkeeper, are you kidding me? 15 bucks. What? I expected it would be expensive, but not that expensive. I had zero idea. And I was really frustrated because the drink was just this big. Back home, a drink is maybe like that. I think even the shot size is here a bit smaller than in Germany, but I'm not too sure about that. But I think it's a bit smaller. And yeah, just 15 bucks. Even here in Sydney, you pay average around, let's say, it starts from $8. I would say, like from my experience. So that's what I expect, like $8 around. Even when you want to buy beer at the shop, it's sometimes $3 or $2 or $4. While back home, you pay for a can for half a liter, you can pay just 40 cents, which is nothing. And even when you go out, it's still way much cheaper than here. And here in Australia even sell alcohol in separate shops, bottle shops. So it's not like back home where the alcohol's directly next to the, for example, candy, or next to the toys, or next to the ice cream. No, not here. Like when I came back home for a month this year, I was really surprised to walk just in the supermarket and you got it there, literally everything all at once, and alcohol was just next to the candy. It was so weird for me to see. In Australia it's mostly banned, like in almost all the places it's banned, and you see signs everywhere that drinking is not allowed. Well, in Germany you can drink almost everywhere. It's even allowed on the trains. Like here in Australia it's definitely not allowed on trains or buses. Back home it's quite common that you drink a beer from your home on the way to the pub or the club. It's called Wegbier, beer on the go. But here in Australia it's a no-go because you can't, because the cops may catch you. Number 3. Many things are easier here, like official things. Like the German bureaucracy gives you sometimes huge headaches. Like there's so many rules, laws, whatever, and you sometimes get really confused. I was really lost sometimes, and I'm glad I have my parents who helped me with this, but it's giving you real headaches. Like people from other countries, they often ask me, how's it back home with all these official things, and I'm like, don't ask, otherwise I get headache. Here in Australia it's different because you have so many internationals here, like international students, people who have a PR, like permanent residency, all the working holiday people, or people who just travel. It's so more convenient to do all these official things. For example, getting things like a banking card, it was super easy. You just give them your details and you get a card sent to your address. There's no huge thing to do. Getting a phone contract is easy. They might check your passport and stuff like that, or your visa, but that's mainly it. It's actually on my list. I'll mention it later about phone contracts. Tax return, so easy. Like I did it with an agency because it was my first time, and I heard when you do it wrong for the first time it's quite bad. So I did it with an agency. I paid a bit of money, but still I gave them all my details and that was it. They did everything else for me and I was done. In Germany it's headache, but everyone is like always getting headaches from it. Well, in Australia it's easier. You can just fill out a form correctly, submit it, and that's it. It's way more easier and way more convenient. Also, getting a tax file number is easy. Tax file number because you need one if you want to work, like officially you need a tax file number, and also this process is an easy process. Number 4, University education. We all know, or many people know, that education in Germany is for free. Unless it's private, but most of our education is for free, which is a amazing thing. Like, seriously, I think education should be complimentary and like for free, because it's the right for everyone to educate themselves, because education shouldn't be based on how much you earn. So in Australia you also have to pay school fees, like me, and most of my friends are international students, and even for international students it's even more expensive than for territory students. And what they have to pay, it makes me so upset. It's insane. Like, seriously, it's insane. And that's why I understand why many Aussie people here, they don't want to do a training because they can't afford it, or they don't want to invest all that money, have debts later. I can all understand this, and it's a really sad thing, I think, that it's that much expensive. Number 5. Here in Australia it's common that people talk to you or call you with your first name. Like, wherever I am, I will call as Yola. Even when I go to the bank or I do something official, all that stuff, people call me with my first name. When I go to the doctor, whether job interview, and even you can call your boss with the first name. And this is so weird for me, because back home, every official thing or even non-official thing, for example phone contract, something like that, people talk to you with your last name, and like they say Mrs. so-and-so. Not like here. Your boss, always last name. Only if they offer you the first name. If they offer you the first name, then you're quite good with your boss, but usually it's always the last name. And even under colleagues, sometimes in the beginning you always talk with the last name. So here it was really confusing for me. What's that noise? Why? But basically you talk to everyone with the first name, if you know the first name. Number 6, tap water. There are many things I want to mention about tap water. Okay, so tap water tastes different here, and it tastes different wherever you are in Australia. I started in Perth and it was horrible. It just tasted like pool water. I went to Darwin and it was even more worse. There were like little things in it and it tasted awful. Now I'm used to it. Like, the water in Sydney is like one of the best water in Australia, and now I'm used to it. But when I came back home, I tasted the pure tap water and it was amazing. So yeah, so it tastes quite different here. The good thing is you can get it everywhere. Like, I mean, in the restaurants. It's not like back home in Germany. When you go to a restaurant, you order your food, you order something to drink, and you ask for tap water. The people will be like, no, we don't serve tap water. It happens so often. I think there are no more places doing the tap water thing, but I would say 90% you have to buy the water. Because in Germany there's like no rule, like here in Australia, that you have to serve tap water complimentary when you also serve alcohol. And this is an amazing rule, because the more you drink, the more you also need water. It's actually amazing, like this thing. So here in Australia you get tap water everywhere. We even have so many fountains here, which is amazing. Not as much in the US, but still you can find a lot. And there are even like special fountains to fill your bottle or for your dog. So this is a very, very good thing. Number 7 is now the thing I mentioned earlier before. It's about the phone plans. Phone plans here are way more better than back home, because they're cheaper and you get more for your money. For example, my plan at the moment is for $40, which is, let's say, 25, 27 or even 30 euros, about, I don't know the exact exchange rate, and I have 12 GB, unlimited calls, unlimited text message. And this is more I could ever wish for. This is more than enough for me. And just pay 40 bucks. In Germany, if I pay 40 euros, I just got 4 GB, unlimited calls, unlimited text message, but just 4 GB. Many phone plans just run for 1 year and not like 2 years. It's not like a locked-in contract, so this is definitely a big surplus. Number 8. This was one of the first things I noticed when I came to Australia. I came to Perth and went with the bus to my hostel, my first hostel, and the bus was quite small, and every time when the people left the bus, they said thank you to the driver, like they were yelling a thank you. And I've never seen this before. I was like, what? This is amazing. It was so good, because in Germany, I don't want to throw any stereotypes out here, but most of the bus drivers are grumpy, or there's this like, sorry, stereotype that bus drivers are a bit grumpy. And here in Australia they say thank you. It's not like everywhere or not like every time. It's sometimes, like I do not go that often with the bus, but people do it. Not everyone, but many people do it. And even the bus drivers are way more polite here and way more friendlier. Like you enter the bus and they say good morning, how are you? Or once it was a Friday, this guy, he was yelling every time TGIF, TGIF, happy TGIF. And this is just so much better. It makes your day so much better. It's just such a little thing, but it gives you way more positivity, isn't it? Like when you're really grumpy, it's Friday morning and you're really stressed, even though it's the last day of the week, but you enter this bus and this bus driver at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the morning saying happy TGF. It makes you feel so much better, isn't it? I do feel better. I don't know about you, but I think you would feel better. So this is definitely a really nice thing that I witnessed here. Number 9. School uniforms. Here kids wear school uniforms. Why? Because it's all of the British influence. Like you see lots of British influence here. It starts with like food stuff, and sometimes I really feel bad for the kids that they have to wear those, because some uniforms are so ugly, so not flattering, especially for the girls. I feel really bad. Really feel bad. Well, it's also good because you don't have to like spend that much time in front of the mirror in the morning. Number 10. Most disgusting one, but I want to mention it because it's disgusting. It's about cockroaches. Okay, cockroaches. If you have a cockroach in Germany, if it's in your flat, it's a huge issue. Like really huge. Because cockroaches are not that common. Like you will see them, especially like when you're outside the city or in countryside, then you might see them, but in a huge city, usually no. In Australia, like I'm just talking from my experience, I've been seeing so many cockroaches. It's disgusting. Really, it's disgusting. The first one were at a hostel here in Sydney, and we lived in the basement. It was that big, and it was at night, and we just all heard the sound of tapping, the tapping on the floor, and we like put the lights on and we saw the cockroach, and everyone was just going crazy. And it happened more times. And then in the other places where I live, we always had cockroaches, even on the 10th floor. And even when you try to keep the flat as clean as possible, they will come again. Luckily there are some like things to kill them, and they work quite well, but after a while they come back. Even though you think your flat is clean, they will come back. Luckily the usual ones, they're just this big, and I have to say that I'm sadly a bit used to them now. So if they're like walking next to me at the bathroom wall, I'm not that scared anymore. If it would be like this, I would run away definitely. And sometimes even when you like walk around, especially at night, you think, oh, there's a leaf on the floor. And when you come closer, the leaf starts moving. It was a cockroach. This is really nasty. Luckily, I can say I've never had any spider in my room, not even my shoes. I'm really glad about this because, as we all know, Australia has lots of really nasty animals. Like, seriously, Australia's a bit cursed with this. They have deadly snakes, spiders, sharks. They even have saltwater crocodiles. Saltwater crocodiles, come on! Let me finish this video here. If people would ask me where I would prefer to live for the rest of my life, I couldn't give an answer because there's so many benefits from both countries that if I would combine them all together, it would be like the perfect country. No, perfect country doesn't exist, but something like that. If you are maybe from a European country or from America or somewhere else and you have any and you noticed any differences that you can find here in Australia, just let me know in the comments below. So exchange your experience with me so we can chat about this. And yeah, so I would appreciate if you like this video, if you also click the subscribe button, leave a comment, and I will see you soon. So have a nice day and